we just finished making the bottom of our cupcake box, and just to double check, you have a ledge, this flat part here, that's the same height as your cupcake mold, that's about as thick as your pinky finger, and then inside of the cupcake box you have this taller straight ridge piece that stands up above that ledge, and that is the piece that holds the lid on. Now it's time to make the lid. So you'll take your 2-inch ball of clay and make sure it's ball shaped, and then we're going to be making another pinch pot. So you put your thumb inside, press it, and pinch on the outside, and turn, and gently pinch and turn. When cracks develop, you can smooth them over. Pinch and turn. Soon you can put 2 thumbs in. And again, the primary goal for pinch pot construction is you want to make it an even thickness from here to here, and on the sides all the way around. It should be an even thickness. So pinch and turn, pinch and turn. Anytime you feel lumps and bumps, you need to pinch those spots to make them a little bit more even them out so that it's nice and smooth and even. And you will have little cracks that develop in your clay just like I do, and you can just smooth them over and they will be just fine. You'll have to check and see if your lid is the right size to fit your box. So you can place it on top, and as you can see, this lid ridge does not fit inside of my cupcake lid. So you know that the lid isn't quite big enough yet. So I'm going to continue to pinch and turn, and that will slightly stretch out my pinch pot and make it a little bit bigger around. The other thing I'm going to do is pinch, make sure that the top or the bottom, this part right here, is just as thin as the sides. And I'm pinching and turning. And as I go, kind of smoothing my clay. All right, let's see if this is big enough now to fit on. Yes, now it fits on so that the lid rests on this ledge and this ridge is inside of the lid. My lid is not exactly straight along this edge. So one thing I can do is gently tap it, and that will make a nice flat edge on this side. And then when I put it on, it should fit better. That looks better. Okay, now it's time to smooth this out and decorate the frosting. So I'll make this look nice and smooth. And then we're going to use some, they look like cookie cutters. They're actually frosting fondant cutters that are a little smaller than cookie cutters. And these are going to make your decorations on your cupcake look really professional. So you'll take a slab of clay, and in the last video, to make the ridge for the lid, we made our clay 1/4 inch thick by using rulers on either side of the rolling pin. But this time we want to make it a little thinner than that. So I'm just going to roll it and keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't become paper thin. But I do want it to be a little thinner than the 1/4 inch that we used last time. This is still a little tiny bit thick, so I'm going to roll it one more time. Okay, this is probably pretty good. About like that. You can use these fondant cutters. You can see there's a sort of a thicker edge and a thinner edge. The thinner edge is the clay cutting edge, and the thicker edge is the one that you hold on to. Cut from the edge of your clay like this, push down and pull it up, and your clay will be inside of the cutter, and then you have to very carefully push it with your fingertip to get it to pop through. The edges might be a little bit rough and jagged, so you might have to smooth them. And then you can attach your decorations to your frosting using the scratch and attach method. Lots of times I've seen students do this and their decorations sometimes pop right off as they dry. So it's important to make sure that you get yours stuck on securely so it doesn't pop off. So you scratch and attach, you add a little water, and then gentle pressure. You want to press this in so that there is no way that's going to pop off as it dries. Now that looks pretty secure. And you can add as many decorations as you like to make it look just the way you want it. Keep in mind that when you cut that out, you're going to have these sort of little ragged spots from where the clay got cut that you will have to smooth if you want it to look really nice. Again, I'm going to show you one more time. Scratch the clay, both pieces, so that it's rough. Add a little water, and then press it into the clay so that it is firmly and securely attached. And that's starting to look really good. When you're satisfied with your frosting and you think it looks ready to be complete, turn your clay over, and on the inside of your clay you need to write your name and your teacher code. Please don't put just your initials on. It needs to be your full name. And then carefully peel your silicone mold off of the bottom piece of your cupcake box and write your name on the bottom of that too. If your name is not on both pieces, it's going to be pretty tricky to find them and give them back to you. Double check and make sure that it fits properly, that this piece fits inside of that piece. Sometimes, as it dries, the clay shrinks a little bit more than you expect. So it's a good idea to make this lid just a little bit loose when it fits on. So when you put your lid onto your box, check and see if there's a little bit of wiggle room, and if there's a tiny bit of wiggle room, you're probably safe. Well, I hope you enjoy making your cupcake, and I hope it turns out just the way you want it. Good luck and have fun.